Although in digital projects, here also I wouldn't bother you with many details. I will only concentrate to things that will be maybe interesting or important to us. But first, to say what Zenodo is, it is an open repository. And it is a general repository in contrast to some other types such as institutional repositories or thematic repositories. So it's very open to any type of communities that can be created. It is developed under the European Open Air, which is a very important sort of central initiative that goes along the policy of European Union as a funder of projects and the requirement to make stuff open. And it is operated by CERN, as you know, it is the European Organization for Nuclear Research. So it is something that is it is supported by European Union. Unlike Zotero is non-profit organization's project. And what Zotero is, what Zenodo is, it's not. It's a completely different concept than the previous website. As a repository, it can store any type of research, not only the published material, but also all sorts of materials that are generated by any of the authors belonging to academic community. So this can be books, conference papers, different reports, such as, for example, deliverables for project, PhD thesis, all types of theses, posters, but also it can store images and software, which is very important, especially for technical sciences, but it can be applicable in humanities as well. Also different interactive materials, for example, lectures and stuff that are useful for educational purposes. What is the main perk of using Zenodo is that it can assign DOI numbers or digital object and identifiers that says everyone that who published some work that are available online, probably at some point you came across DOI number. And why are those numbers as identifiers are important is because they allow in the first place, they allow permanent linking, and in a lot of ways they facilitate citation and attribution of authors, which is also very important and very related to our today's topics of rights. But also it can, because it's a stable identifier, it greatly contributes to discoverability of objects in the internet. And also which is very important, they contribute to interoperability because they do not vary. They represent a standardized form for specific reference. This is when you want to deposit something in Zenodo, you can create a regular Zenodo account. But also, as you see in this slide, you can use, if you already have some other accounts, you can use them to also to become a user of Zenodo, because it is integrated with OrcID, with OpenAir, of course, because it's they're naturally linked, and also with GitHub, which is a thing that I would like to concentrate on here. So the integration between GitHub and Zenodo means that if you have some stuff that you're working on and you put it on, for example, a collection of encoded inscriptions, and you want to have a GitHub repository for your project, so that you can have version control and collaborative work that's done neatly and transparently. You can later, thanks to this integration, you can use, in theory, some of the stuff that are in your GitHub repository. They can automatically become part of your Zenodo account, and via that, you can assign a DOI number to the elements in your repository. You can do so also by creating a Zenodo community, which gives you even greater possibilities, and it's really great for a project to have a Zenodo community, because it is very versatile, and a lot of stuff can be much better organized if you keep them in this sort of open repository. I created here, for our Prometheus project, I created a Zenodo community that currently doesn't host any references, but here it is. And so we can ideally put some stuff and get a citable DOI, and store, have a permanent place where some of our materials that we want to publish can live. So when you want to deposit something in a Zenodo repository, it asks you if you already have a DOI number for this upload. So perhaps if it is a published work in a journal, it may have already a DOI assigned to it. But if not, if this is just basically, if I wanted to deposit my PowerPoint presentation from today's session, for example, I can deposit it in Zenodo, and because it is not published in a publication that assigns DOI, I can receive a DOI from Zenodo, which is great, because that will become a stable identifier that I can share and that can be cited in if someone has the need to cite my presentation. So this is I used one paper that I already had in Zenodo, just to show you how deposited abstract, for example, looks like from a conference. And you can see here that all versions can be cited under this DOI number that has some alphanumeric strings, and Zenodo is in place where publication would usually be. So it can, as you intuitively can see from this slide, Zenodo also supports version control. And if I want to use the integration between Zenodo and GitHub, I could have deposited this in my GitHub repository, and then take it, harvest it from my Zenodo account and receive DOI number in Zenodo. So it can, because it is integrated, you don't have to do a lot of things with it. Just it can do this automatically. So if you have commits on GitHub, it can be retrieved and be deposited there. But the stipulation is to do so, you would have to have open repository. So you cannot use this integration if you want to have closed repository. It's a mandate. So this is how it would work. This is my collection mock collection that I created at our GitHub session. It doesn't contain anything, but I just using it here for practice stuff. And I just have to turn on, as they say, flip the switch. And if I flip the switch, I would I would enable my repository to be seen here. And as you can see, have a DOI number. Sorry, I just, now I messed up this slide. So also the last thing that's perhaps not so important for encoded inscriptions and the use in that type of work, but what is very neat, as some other repositories do this as well, and it's very convenient, is that Zenodo is also integrated with OrcID. And what OrcID is, basically it's the DOI for people. So this is the unique identifier that that the researchers can have, and it unites, for example, convenient if someone changes their name, OrcID would be the same, and by using this number, you would always know that you refer to the specific person. So this is why using an OrcID in different types of online publishing is very, very useful and can be very neat and can be very interoperable, which is something that we all should strive for, so that we don't have to end up by typing infinitely bibliographic references.